Hello, my name is Ramai Cunningham. Again, I go by RC. I'm a yoga teacher all throughout LA, but today we're here in Inglewood. I'm doing a quick little 15-minute hip opener session. I love hip openers. Having open hips just kind of like transforms your life. So I really recommend you open up those hips, do some stretches. We also hold a lot of tension and stress in our hips. So emotions may even come up when you're in poses like this, and that's beautiful. This is a vinyasa yoga class, so we're going to be linking breath to movement. Just like with any class, especially my classes, the breath is the most important part. So when you're ready, I want you to start connecting with the breathing. I want you to sit down nice and comfortable, like we always do. Really try to get the shoulders right above the hips. Extend the spine and the neck and the head up as high as you can, and breathe in and out through your nose, nice controlled. Perfect. On your next inhale, breathing in for 4 seconds. Maybe make it 5 or 6 if that feels okay to you, and then slowly let that breath out, nice and slow and controlled, at least 4 seconds. Let's go 2 more times at your own speed. Maybe even pausing the video and taking a couple more rounds just to connect to the breath, because the breath is a very important thing to help ground yourself, especially if you had a stressful day. Use the breath. Otherwise, stay connected with me, and on your next inhale, let's bring movement into play and bring the arms up overhead and look at the thumbs. Then as you exhale, bring the hands forward, coming to your tabletop pose. Let's rock forward and back here for a moment, still staying connected to the breathing. Maybe start coming in little circles on the right. Taking your time, and then coming in little circles on the left. Maybe even bigger circles. Keep the fingers spread wide wherever you are, and then come back into your tabletop pose. Shoulders right above the hands, hips right above the knees. On your next inhale, take your cow pose. Head and shoulders come up as the belly scoops down. As you exhale, dome out the back, like the spinal cord comes up after the head and shoulders come down. Inhale, come back to your cow pose. Exhale, come back to your cat pose. Going 2 more rounds, going at your own speed. Start riding the breath, start coming to that cow right before you start inhaling. Coming to the cat right before you start exhaling. Then coming back to a tabletop pose. Strengthen the core. Again, your spinal cord is straight, and on your next inhale, I want you to bring that right foot out behind you. Flex the toe so that it stays facing the ground. Take another deep breath in, lifting up that right heel a little bit higher. As you exhale, let that right foot cross over that left heel, tapping the ground. As you inhale, come up through the center. Exhale all the way over to the right side. Inhale, slowly and controlled all the way up to the center. Then exhale all the way over to the left side. Going 2 more times with the right foot. Going at your own speed, but try to maintain a nice, slow, controlled movement with the breath. Perfect. When you're ready, wherever you are on your next inhale, start bringing that right heel out behind you again. And then you're going to slowly bring that right knee to meet the left. Staying grounded with both hands to the mat. On your next inhale, shoot that left leg out behind you. Flex the toes. Stay here for your next inhale with that left heel a little bit higher. Exhale, cross it over that right heel. Let it tap the ground. Inhale, slowly come up through the center. Exhale, slowly down to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, let it go. Nice, going 2 more rounds, connected to your breath, nice and slow, nice controlled. Deep breath all the way up, exhale all the way to the left. This is our last inhale, so bring it out behind you, get as high as you can. As you exhale, gently bring it back down. Left knee meets the right. Take 2 or 3 more cat-cows to really connect to your breath. Really connect to your spinal cord movement. Nice. When you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine, your tabletop pose. Tuck the feet under. Now your next inhale, come to a hovering tabletop pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, meet me in our downward facing dog pose. Hips are high. Try to pedal the feet a little bit closer to the mat. Fingers are spread wide, framing the ears. And 2 breaths to really connect to your breathing here. Arms are straight as you can. Heels come as close as you can to the mat. Nice. Now your next inhale, shoot that right leg high into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, shoot that right leg back up to the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, shoot that right leg back into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, we're going back to that right elbow. Get it as high as you can this time, and then swing this right foot as close as you can to that left hand. Drop both knees down to the mat. Slide that left knee back behind you. Option, just hang out here with your arms straight and just breathe here. Nice. At least take your last deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, maybe come down to your forearms, or just stay with the arms straight. You can always bring your forearms down to blocks if that feels good to you as well. And just use that breath. This left foot might be way down here, which is fine, or even maybe you can get it way up here, which is fine. Of course, the higher you get it, the more deeper you get into the hip stretch. And of course, the more you do it, the better you'll become. So really just take your time here and breathe here. Every exhale, melt deeper into the hip. Maybe make a little pillow with your arms and come to a sleeping pigeon pose. Now, and I said we hold tension and emotion in our hips. This is one of the strongest hip openers. You could even pause here, play some music, and just come to your sleeping pigeon pose and see what happens. A lot of tension and stress may really start to dissolve when you're in poses like this. So take your time. Otherwise, if you're ready to keep it flowing with me, go ahead and straighten out your arms again. Nice. Lastly, we're gonna take a little bit of a mermaid pose here by bending that left leg. Nice. Grounding this left hand into the mat, but taking that right hand all the way over and reaching to the outside of this right foot and breathing here. Gazing over that right shoulder. Nice. Keep that breath. When you're ready, letting that left foot come back down. Bring that right hand down next to it. You're gonna lift this left knee off the mat when you're ready. And on your next inhale, shoot that right leg back up into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, gently bring it down to the right. Put off the feet, reconnect to your downward facing dog. Next inhale, shoot that left leg high into the air. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, let it tap that elbow. Inhale, shoot that left leg back up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, tap that left elbow. Inhale, shoot that left leg back up. Exhale, left knee back to left elbow, leave it there. And then swing that left foot as close as you can to that right hand, dropping both knees down to the mat. Sliding that back leg a little bit further behind you. Inhale, extend that spine up. Exhale, lower yourself down, just like you did before, to your forearms, or maybe your forearms to blocks. Or maybe keep your arms straight. Whatever feels good to you, just listening to your body, seeing how you feel in your hips. Nice, maybe this left foot can come up a little bit closer to this right hand, or maybe not. You can always, again, come to that sleeping pigeon pose on the left. Every exhale, melt a little bit deeper into the pose and breathe. Perfect. Wherever you are, taking your time. You can start straightening out your arms again. Nice. We're gonna bend this right foot up as high as you can. Ground this right hand into the mat as this left hand reaches behind you. The thumb is facing up, and grab the outside of this left foot and breathe here. In and out, nice, controlled. Last deep breath in. Exhale, gently let that left foot come back down. Left hand comes back to beat the right. Inhale, reach that right heel, knee up, and then that left leg comes up with it. Three-legged dog. Exhale, gently bring that left foot down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Let's pedal out the feet. Reconnect to our breath. On your next inhale, bend the legs, look forward. Exhale, hop or step to the top of the mat. There you go. Well, you're up here, but I don't want to face you. Inhale, upward facing, halfway lift. Extend that spine straight. Exhale, forward fold, gaze at the belly button. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana pose. Reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, gaze at the belly button. Again. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, let's do a chaturanga. Plant the hands, step back. You're at the top of a plank. Lower yourself down to a low plank. Inhale, take a cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, meet me back in your downward facing dog. Reconnecting to the breath here. Pulling out the feet here. Nice. Let's take the right hand and tap that left ankle. And just breathe here. Grab that left ankle. And keep that breath nice and strong. Nice. When you're ready, bring that right hand back to meet the left. Then take that left hand, grab that right ankle or calf, and just breathe here. Perfect. Bring that left hand back over to meet the right. Breathe here. Turn the triceps downward. You're in your downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths. Perfect. When you're ready, dropping those knees back down to the mat. Let's cross the ankles and roll into a seated position when you're ready. Nice. We're gonna bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees open out nice and wide. Wrap your hands around your toes. Take a deep breath in as you extend the spine up nice and high. And as you exhale, let the chest guide you forward, keeping your back straight as you can here. Inhale again. And then exhale, maybe fall a little bit more forward. Then pause when you get to your threshold and pause and breathe here. Maybe you can start bringing your hands down to the mat in front of you, seeing how that feels. The goal is to keep your back straight, but once you get to that threshold and you can't do it anymore, it's okay to dome out your back a little bit. Relax and breathe here. Again, every exhale melts into the mat. Every inhale, send it into the hips a little bit more. Perfect. On your next inhale, slowly bring your shoulders back up over your hips. You can reach your arms behind you as your knees come together. Maybe scoot a little bit more to the center of your mat as you lay your back flat onto the mat. Next inhale, the feet rise up off the mat. They're at 90-degree angles. We're gonna go ahead and rotate the knees left and right, keeping that core engaged. Let's go to 2 on each side. So 2 to the right side and 2 to the left side. And then when you're ready, you're gonna bring both knees back to the center and let the feet come down to the mat. The heels are about 1 inch away from your sit bone. On your next inhale, flex this right foot, put on top of this left knee. Open up that right knee. Take that right hand, you're gonna thread this needle and grab the back of your thigh as you lay your head and shoulders back down. This left heel rises towards the ceiling. You can rotate it into the air clockwise and then counterclockwise. Maybe fold and reach for your shin here. And take your last few breaths. Only if your shin is accessible, you can always go back to the back of your thigh. You're really breathing into this right hip. Every exhale melting into it a little bit more. Keep this right foot flexed. That's going to protect your right knee. Maybe even stay here a little bit longer, but if you're ready to keep the flow going, release that left shin down to the mat. Take that right foot next to that left foot. Do the opposite side. Flex the left foot, put on top of that right knee. Left hand threads the needle, grab the back of this right thigh as you lay your head and shoulders back down. Your right heel rises all the way to the ceiling. Let's rotate into the air clockwise and then counterclockwise. Match number is 2. I like 2 on each side. And then bringing that leg back down. And again, either staying at the back of your thigh or maybe come to your shin to get deeper into the stretch. And just breathe into that left hip. Every exhale, let it go. Again, option to stay here a little bit longer. Or you can drop that right foot down. Bring the left foot to meet it. Let's take a bridge pose on your next inhale. Lifting up the hips nice and high. They're connected to that breath. This is a bit of a inversion. Anything that gets your legs or your hips a little bit above your chest is good for your circulation. So stay here. Relax the breath. And then when you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself back down to the mat. Let's bring your knees to the outside of your chest when you're ready. Feet come up towards the ceiling. Meet me into our happy baby pose, rocking left and right, massaging your back. Nice. As always, whatever happy baby variation feels great to you. Maybe keep this right foot tucked in as you stretch out the left, or maybe do the opposite side, or do both back and forth for a little bit. Take your time here, and when you're ready, you can meet me into our final pose, our meditative pose, our Shavasana pose, relaxing everything down to the mat, nice and comfortable. Let the arms fall out comfortable, the legs, the feet fall out. Let the shoulders melt into the mat. Close your eyes here and just breathe. Shavasana is the most important pose of these sessions to really reward yourself after all the stretches and the turns, everything you've done today. Today's class was short, but it's still important to do a Shavasana. So I recommend hanging out in here for at least 2 minutes, maybe more. Take your time. Again, I recommend at least 2 minutes here. But whenever you're ready, you can slowly start waking yourself back up. Maybe by stretching and then curling into a ball or fetal position, using that bottom arm as a pillow, and then pressing yourself back up to this nice easy pose here to just ground yourself, do a body scan and connect, see how you feel now compared to the beginning of this hip opener. And I love to end in a namaste and letting you go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for following with me. Take care.